What's up everyone, WizardKen here with another Xbox One World of Tanks video. Today we're going to be taking a look at two new premium tanks that are in the World of Tanks store right now. The Scorpion, or the M56 Scorpion, and the T28 Concept. Now, just to remind you guys, this is not a review of these tanks at all. I don't have enough time to be able to sit down and do a review of these tanks because I haven't done enough battles in them. Now, the reason why we're even doing this video, because you're probably like, well, why are you even doing a video about them? Is because of how limited they are in the World of Tanks store. These are only going to be here until January, so sometime in January if I remember right. So you don't have a lot of time to be able to get to know these tanks and see if you want to buy one of these tanks. So we're just going to do a, you know, kind of like a first look, first impression kind of thing on these tanks, and hopefully you guys will you know, like what you see, or if you don't like them, at least you didn't waste money on them. Me personally, I like these tanks just because, well, not only do they play pretty neat, they're pretty neat looking, as you can see on the Scorpion right here. It's pretty neat, and then as it loads up the T28 Concept, pretty neat looking tanks. They really are. But one of the things I wanted to point out is that these are rare tanks. You're not going to see them very often in the store, if you ever see them again. So for you guys that collect tanks like I do, all the premium tanks that come out that are really rare and stuff like that, this is something you might want to add to your collection. Not only do they look cool, but they actually play pretty decently for premium tanks. I actually think they play pretty badass in that sense. But yeah, for you average players, maybe you're looking at getting a premium tank that's a little different than what you normally see out there. I mean, we always see Yogg Tigers 8.8s, and then we always see like T34s and stuff like that, but maybe you want to stand out a little bit. I do know there's a lot of people that have bought these things, but it's not going to be as much as people that have bought like the Yogg Tiger or the Churchill 3 and stuff like that. These are still going to be pretty rare tanks to see out there. Even as I've played, I've only run into maybe one or two of these things in a match. I don't think a lot of people have actually gone out and bought these things. So now let's jump into this really quickly. So in the store, these things are going to cost you about $50 together, if I remember right. $50 to $60. The M56 Scorpion is 5,400 gold, and the T28 Concept is about 7,000 gold. So these things are a little expensive, but they are tier 7s, and they can actually hold up to themselves. Now, just so you know, the M56 does not have premium matchmaking, which means that it is a higher or elite type of premium tank. And I've done a video on this, months ago, explaining that there's different levels of premium tanks. At least that's how I categorize them. Ones that can only see their tier, the next level is the ones that can see their tier and the next tier, and then the last one, which could see all the tiers just like a normal tank. So that means that it should have a decent gun on it and different things like that. So the Scorpion is one of those tanks that can see a tier 7, 8, or 9. So it is going to be a higher premium tank. Now the T28 Concept does have premium matchmaking and only sees tier 7 and 8. That's because of the gun. At least that's what I feel, is because of the gun that it has on there. It's not going to be able to pen tier 9s as easily and different things like that. So but anyways, we'll jump into all that stuff once we get started. Alright, so this is how this video is going to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over the M56 Scorpion stats and stuff first, and then we're going to take it into a battle. So all you people that want to see the Scorpion can just watch that portion of the video if you want to watch that portion. Now, right after we're done with that battle, we're going to jump into the T28, and we're going to talk about its stats, and then jump into a battle with that, and then at the very end, I'll put all my thoughts together on both tanks and stuff like that, and give you a rough draft of what I feel about these tanks. Like I said, this is not a review. You know, this is kind of like me jumping in there for a first impression kind of thing, giving you guys my thoughts on what I've been doing so far with the tank. And I kind of like that sometimes when people do that. I watch reviews, and I like it when people give me all this in-depth stuff, And then I like it when people don't give me as much in depth, like their first thoughts on a tank or something like that. Because when you do a full review on somebody that's been playing it forever and ever and ever, they're gonna say, "Oh, I don't like this about the tank. Or I don't like that about the tank. I've played it forever and a day." And sometimes people that watch these reviews for somebody that's played the tank forever and a day, with lots of battles in there, they might think, "Oh man, this guy's played hundreds of battles in this tank, and he says it sucks. It must suck." But really, if you would have played it yourself, you might have actually liked it. That's why I try to steer away from saying, you know, too much that a certain tank sucks or something like that, because um, it really can make people that might have been really good in that tank, um, and probably played that line, might have steered them away from it, and they would have actually liked that tank. So I try to just give my opinions on these things. Anyways, let's jump into this. So we're looking at the M56 Scorpion, and let's start out with the stats on this. The hit points on this thing is 820. The speed on this thing is 45 kilometers per hour. So putting these two together, the hit points are not bad. You're going to take a couple of hits and then you're going to die, which is normal for a tank that is like this, that has no armor to it at all or anything. The speed on this thing is 45 kilometers per hour. So what are you going to do? If you start getting into trouble, you get out of there. This thing does have a decent amount of speed to get in and out of situations pretty decently. Now, the reason why I'm telling you you need to watch what you're doing with this thing, because you only have 820 hit points, plus you have no armor, because the whole armor on this thing is 111. That's it. There is no armor to this thing. You are weaker than a freaking artillery at this point. So not only do you have to worry about other tank destroyers seeing you, and medium and heavy tanks, but now you have a pain in the ass little light tank that's going to eat you for breakfast. Most of the light tanks I've gone against, I can take them out pretty easily, but I have had situations where they've gotten around me and they tear me up, because it's only going to take them a couple of hits to take you out too, because you have no armor. And usually those things have autoloaders or can reload pretty quickly, even with the standard non-autoloading gun. So you need to be very careful with this thing. Play it very defensively. Okay, you need to stay back and support your friends with this tank. This is not a brawler, as you can see. If anybody thought this was a brawler, just quit World of Tanks right now. Go play a different game, because you don't need to be here if you think this is a brawler. Alrighty, so the gun on this thing is a 90mm, which is actually pretty badass, because the rate of fire on this thing is 7.69, which is pretty decently fast. But this is why I think it probably sees up to tier 9. It's because of the penetration. It does over 219 penetration, which still can pen some tier 9s. It could definitely still it could peer, everybody. It could definitely pen tier 9s. So the damage is something that I don't care for, but it is only a 90mm. It does 240 damage per shot, so it's not the greatest amount of damage, but you are shooting almost 8 rounds in a minute with this gun. So do 240 times 8, and there you go. I'm not going to do it right now because I'm a lazy ass. The view range on this thing is only 350. I think this is one thing I would change on this tank if I was wargaming. You're seeing up to tier 9s, and you're going against light tanks that can definitely outspot you in this thing, and you're an open top tank. Usually open top tanks, and what I mean by that, it doesn't have any covering over the turret or over the gun. It's completely open. Usually these things have a lot more view range than the tanks that it's playing against and stuff, or the same tier that it's playing with. And this seems like it's a little undershot. 350 is the view range. No, I think this thing should be able to see 370, 380, just because how open it is. Plus, look at the whole armor. Come on, wargaming. Anyways, the camo rating though on this tank is very high, so you want to make sure that you get this thing all decked out with your camo net, your binoculars, and I did put a gun rammer on. Well, the gun rammer came with the package, but I don't think I really need a gun rammer on this thing. I I might change that out and put something else on there. But the camo rating's pretty high on this thing, so you should be able to stay undetected pretty easily. So we're not going to do a tank inspector on this one, on the armor, because there's no need to. There's no fucking armor on this thing. We will be doing that on the T28 Concept. So without further ado, let's take this thing out for a battle and see what we can do, and then we will go to the T28 Concept. Alright guys, we're in Ensk War Standard Battle. I have to say, World of Tanks knows how to fuck me over when I'm trying to record something. This is probably one of the worst maps we could have gotten for this tank. Anyways, we're going to be seeing tier 7s, tier 6, tier 5s. We're going to go try set up somewhere and see what we can do. But, Jesus Christ. I mean, seriously, this is probably one of the worst things we probably could have gotten for reviewing, or not reviewing, but looking at this tank. So, I'm going to try my best and get into a spot that I can shoot at these guys. But it is Ensk War, which means there's a lot of rubble everywhere, and it's going to be hard for me to have straight shots at people without having debris in the way somewhere or another. So, see what we can do. And we're pretty short. We're pretty short, so trying to shoot somebody. Alright, the Stug's way over there. Can't hit this guy at all. Maybe we get closer to the building, we might be able to do something. I apologize, this is such a terrible map. I don't even know if I'm going to use this battle. Unless we do really spectacular with this tank in this area, I'm probably not going to use this footage. But I'm going to still commentary over it. It's always good when you're YouTuber or live streamer or something like that, and you just continue to commentate over a video that you're probably not going to use. It's just practice. It's a good practice to do. Well, anyways, we have a light tank coming up behind us, which is not good. As I said, we are light tank meat if they do come down here. Come on. We can actually kill the Stug. Nope, not going to get it. We're too worried about a light tank that was coming up behind us. Jesus Christ. I'm not going to get anything on anybody here. Ah, here he comes. Here comes that nasty little light tank. And we missed. Because we're awesome like that. Alright, well, we got him. We're going to keep moving because we've probably been spotted. Artie's been spotted, probably. Can we get a shot on this guy? Possibly. If our gun doesn't fail us. It is a hard shot to do. I'm definitely not caring for this battle. Really not. Like I said, you gotta stay far back so you don't get shot up, but in this battle, I kind of have to go a little bit closer. Ah, he must have bounced it or something. I don't know. Not 100% sure what we did on that one, but there we go. Got rid of him. There's Artie. This guy's probably all behind that debris up there. Let's see. We got a Spanky Pants coming up behind us. That's fine. Let him come. Hit him hard. Move a little bit. Let the T67 do something to him. And we hit the building. Never a good thing to do. Eat it. We are short. That is something that does help out with our... Are you kidding me? Ah, I shot when that guy was coming in front of me. That sucks. What? What did we bounce off of? Oh, crap. I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here. Alright, we shot him. We gotta still run. Got a guy behind us. That hurts. Keep chasing me, you little prick. Alright. I don't think he knows I'm here.
That one drilled straight through.
Alright. He's trying to run away. But I'm very fast. I'm gonna try to track his ass. Keep him here. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm faster than you, you little prick. I might actually keep this battle because we're actually kicking ass. Awesome. Awesome. Let's try to sneak around. See what we can do. I might want to go in the open a little bit. Just to make sure nobody can see us. Oh my god, this is very tense. Because what they might be doing is protecting the flag. Oh, I spotted them. I spotted them. Can I get zoomed in time? He has no idea where I'm at. He has no idea where I'm at. Oh, I missed! I missed! No!
Loaded and ready.
Oh shit. There's a heavy tank there. I'm gonna try to get up here, get behind the bush, shoot at him. Don't move. Fall back, fall back, fall back. Fall back. Let me have a chance to be able to shoot at this guy, buddy. Come on, buddy. Stay back. I can pen this guy. I need you, Artie. I need you in my life. Oh, shit. We've been spotted. We gotta move. Alright, time to move forwards. Woo. Shit. No. Oh, I missed. Fuck. Turn it. Turn it. Got him. Running away. Commander's been hit. Radio's been hit. Come on. We're clutching this. Oh, God. Run away. Run away. Run away. Oh. Okay. Okay. So we ran away. We're gonna get behind our little spot again. This is so bad. Oh god, what do I do? I really don't know what to do. Anyways, as you can see, this tank has been very mobile. Been able to sneak up behind people pretty quickly. And kick some ass. We are not supposed to be playing this tank this way. This is not the way to be playing this tank in the sense of being supportive. No, we are doing drastic measures because of the for obvious reasons. There's a tiger. How are we getting spotted? Oh god, there's the Artie. There's the Artie.
Ready to fire. Punched a hole in their armor.
We gotta move. I don't think that guy's alive. I really don't. Oh, we're gonna do this. Screw you, Artie. You have no idea where I'm at. Maybe he does. Move, move, move. Come on, move, move, move. Whoa. He's definitely trying. Oh, I missed it! I missed! Yes! Yes! Oh, we clutched it! We clutched it!
Locked and loaded.
Oh, we clutched it! Oh my god, we clutched it! We almost lost it. My heart's racing right now. My heart is racing. My heart is racing. Holy shit.
Our team just
Oh.
roasted an enemy.
Oh my god.
Mission
Good game.
accomplished.
Oh my god. Oh my god. So yeah, that just happened. Anyway, so let's look at all the stuff we got. We got 115,000 in silver, 7,248 in experience points, 8 tanks destroyed, 3,845 in damage, 20 penetrations. Wow, I'm gonna have to put up this. Wow. Jesus Christ, the moments in that game were just phenomenal. God, Duelist, High Caliber, Fire for Effect, Bruiser, Mastery Badge. We got the Riley Walters Medal, which is awarded to a player on vehicles of 5th or higher tiers, destroying 8 or 9 enemy vehicles in one battle. Awesome. I'm gonna have to go back and put this on whatchamacallit, Twitch, or Twitter, sorry. Devastator, awarded for destroying 7 or more tanks, artillery with a awesome. And then Top Gun. We devastated in that game. Holy shit. Anyways, guys, that was the M56 Scorpion that just clutched it all the way and just showed that it is a badass little tank. So anyways, let's jump to the T28 HTC or Concept. Wow, okay, T28 Concept. I'm just telling you, baby, you've got a high bar to beat. I'm just saying, the Scorpion knew it was getting recorded and clutched it the entire time and fucking did it. So I'm just saying, I hope you do well. Anyways, guys, as we said before, this is the T28 Concept. It does have premium matchmaking, so it will only see up to tier 8. Now, we are going to be doing a tank inspector on this thing, because one of the things about this tank is how well armored it is. And there are some weak spots on this tank that you will see in the when we go over the armor a lot more thoroughly. But I think I figured out a way to pretty much run this tank. But yeah, we'll see after the tank inspector and stuff. So let's go over the stats on this thing. The hit points on this thing is 880. The speed is 29 kilometers per hour. So you're not going to be going super fast. You've got a little bit more hit points than the Scorpion does. The Scorpion had 820. We have 880. So you're going to be able to withstand a little bit longer. Now you're not as fast as the Scorpion, but 29 kilometers per hour is not a bad amount of speed for a tank that you would think would go a lot slower than that, but it doesn't. It's got a decent amount of horsepower to it to allow it to get up there. Anyways, the whole armor on this thing is 203 in the front, 102 on the side, and 51 on the rear. So it's got some thick armor for this thing. It's kind of like a Tiger P. The Tiger Ps can be very nasty. Got some thick armor on the front. Now this thing is packing a little bit bigger gun than the Scorpion, 105 millimeter, which is the same gun I believe that we get on the T29. The rate of fire on this thing is 6 rounds in a minute. The penetration, though, does drop from the 219 of the Scorpion to only 181. So I think that is the reason why that this tank cannot see tier 9s. I think it's got the armor to be able to handle it, and the mobility. It's just, I think the gun is what screws it over. So only 181 penetration. Now the damage on this thing is 320. View range is 370. See, this is what I don't get. This thing is a completely sealed turret and top. There's no openings except for the viewports, and the Scorpion had an open top. tank. It was completely open. Yet that thing only saw 350, where this thing sees 370. I don't understand that. Maybe the logic from wargaming isn't all there today when they made these things, but I don't know. But the camo rating on this thing is only average. So that being said, the only faults I can see on this tank so far, and we'll talk about it a little bit more on the tank inspector, is the two side guns. And these are really crappy weak spots for this tank. So, alright guys, so let's take an in-depth look of the T28 Concept. Now, this is one thing I really wanted to do with you guys, is sit down and look at the armor on this tank, because as we talked about, the whole armor on this thing is pretty thick for a tier 7, and it looks pretty badass too. But I wanted to see how much of that 200 plus armor is actually on this thing, and where it's located, and what's going to be our weak spots. That's why we're using a tank inspector on the web, so that we can look at this. So anyways, let's begin. So looking at the lower plate area, you can see that's where most of that thick armor is on this tank. We have 204 effective armor because it's pretty much straight up and down. It's a little slanted, but it's pretty much straight up and down. The regular armor is about 203 right there. So if we look at the slanted area, the angled armor on the upper plate, which is one of the spots I was wondering was going to be thick or not, it's really not that thick. But because of how much it's angled, it's probably going to bounce majority of this stuff. And that's what I've encountered while playing on World of Tanks with this tank. See, look at this thing. The armor's only 63 here, 177 here, but look how much that the angle of the armor is increasing the effectiveness of the armor. 350. This is about 152. So if I'm looking down from a hill, that increases even more, as you can see right here. And if we look down a little bit, it loses a lot. So if an artillery can hit us somewhere in here, which of course these places would be very devastating for arty to hit, or if you're on a hill, you might be able to shoot down on this thing. You're definitely going to pen this thing. But just going straight forward to forward kind of battle, facing your enemy and them facing you, they're not going to be able to pen you in these areas. I mean, look at this, the gun mantle area here. I mean, look at this thing. And then the armor next to it. Pretty thick stuff. Even along this ridge line here above the gun mantle is really thick area. I mean, it's only 177, but because of how it's slanted a little bit, it does increase to about 234, which makes this tank pretty nasty. But as I have been playing this tank, I have learned a couple of weak spots on this thing that some people know, some people don't, and hopefully they don't learn too much about this tank, or maybe they'll forget about it later on once people stop playing it. But anyways, one of the weak spots are these viewports. You got 3 viewports up here that have really weak armor on it, and yes, these are places you can hit that allow you to penetrate and take off some hit points on this tank. So that was my first area that I figured out without inspecting the tank. I shot at this tank and was able to hurt it pretty badly on those spots. Now the other spot that we have figured out on the live stream, which we call them our boobs or our balls, because look at this thing. I mean, let me flip this thing around. It looks like a ball, but then again, we'll keep it with boobs. Boobs with little nipples on the side. But anyways, if you're looking at this thing, look how thick these guns are on the side. They're only 101 as regular armor and 120 in certain spots of effective armor. Same as the other side. This has become a huge problem for me, because people that know how to just, damage this tank are just aiming for these things, which, of course, is their right to do and is a smart move to do. The problem is I think this should not be really a weak spot on here. Now, before you start saying, if these weren't weak spots, how would we kill this tank? Only by shooting this at the top. Well, look at the T95 for prime example. You can't really shoot anywhere on that front except for like a small area at the bottom of that tank and a couple of the humps on the top that really can damage it from just the front. And that's why I'm saying, you know, why can't this tank be like the miniature version of the T95? You know, I think these, and the other reason is because look how far they stick out. If I try to hide or angle myself a little bit, yes, the effectiveness of the armor goes up a little bit on these guns, but I'd have to hide this one behind a rock or a mountain or something like that, or a house. And then this one, I'd have to make sure that nobody shoots at, and hopefully that the effectiveness of the armor, because it's angled, will help out. But as you can see, certain spots still don't, still are visible and are easy to pen at a tier 7, in a tier 7 battle, because those tanks can pen over the 138 and 36 and stuff like that. Now, maybe if we're, let's change the gun a little bit. Maybe if we hide this one behind a rock and we angle like this, and then because we got a decent amount of range on this gun, maybe we could do it like this. Maybe that's going to be our way of saving our butts, because really if they shoot at this, it's 190, they could still try to pen it, but look how hard that is to see. They're going to have to try to aim for these viewports at the top. So maybe that's how we're going to have to play this tank, and really use the effectiveness of its armor, is to hide this one or the other side behind a house or a mountain or a rock, and then use the you know, the ability of this turret or gun and its movement to be able to block the other one, as you can see here. It's very hard for anybody to shoot anything right there. It really, really is. Let's see how thick this is. See, they could shoot in there and hurt us a little bit. But anyways, as I said, maybe we're going to just have to angle a little bit more, try to protect these things a little bit better. I mean, they are in the back end of the tank. This tank is kind of long, so it won't really screw up us having to angle a little bit behind a rock and then shoot at people. And yeah, I don't know. That's what we're going to try today, is to try our theory out and see if we could do that and stop anybody from really being able to shoot us. So hopefully we get on a good map that allows us to do this. The problem is, and I foresee, is trying to make sure that we angle enough so that only a little bit of that side is being seen. Let me click and make this gun stay over there. We're gonna have to angle it just enough so that this gun over here doesn't get seen, but we're still able to shoot people, which the traverse of this gun is not terrible. It's still got a decent amount of traverse. I was hoping it was as much as the Death Star, but I don't think it is. But it's still a pretty decent amount of movement on this thing. Anyways, that being said, we'll hide this side or the other side, angle this much, and then we'll see what we can do. Alrighty guys, we're on Himmelsdorf Encounter, and we're going to be seeing tier 8s, tier 7s, and tier 6s. Now, I did do a battle before this you won't see, but I did actually test out our theory about how to angle this tank around a building and different things like that. And I came up with, it actually works. Our theory worked. As you can see right here, nobody can see the side of our tank. So, that being said, this was actually a really, really good idea that we thought of. We completely protect both of those gunner ports on the left and right side. Now, the only problem I've had on the last game, and didn't show you guys that one, is because my team was just so terrible. So basically kind of like this. They all go one way. Me and a couple other guys try to go the other way to protect it. And even though I thought the guys that were trying to go to protect the flag would help me out, no siree Bob, that is not the case. As soon as they saw me come up, what they did was they jumped off of where I was. They left me, and I got surrounded by the enemy tanks. I got killed pretty quickly because there's nothing I can do if there's someone shooting at my butt. All my action has to be in the front of this tank. Someone gets beside me or anything like that, it's not like the Scorpion, like you guys saw in the battle on that, where I can maneuver pretty quickly to get in and out of situations. No, that is not the fact on this. So, well, it looks like majority of the enemy tanks, though, did go the other way, too. Ooh, you know he's not going to like that. Alright, so he went up there. I'm gonna go over here and try to help my buddy out.
Fire.
He's running away. Might have to turn around to get ready for this medium tank. No idea what this medium is doing. This is not the position we need to be in, but
Throwing up the camo net. One of our gas tanks ruptured. We're low on fuel. That one did some damage.
this is not good. This situation we're in is not good. We have no
Load it up. Let it rip.
areas to try to save our biscuits a little bit from this medium tank. Hopefully he goes away and doesn't screw with us. But I'm thinking he's going to come back. Nope, he's not. Alright, we need to get over here and start setting up again.
We pierced their armor.
Alright. I need to get a little bit closer to this building.
Focus attention.
There we go. I don't think the tiger could ever hit me properly.
We got him.
The little light tank, he went just right past me. He's like, I'm not going to mess with this guy.
Enemy vehicle
Alright, we
eliminated.
got him. And all we need to do now is just keep turning a little bit so that these other tanks...
Enemies looking right at us.
we missed because of the train car. How's our team doing? Not bad. Do you need to hide our gunner port a little bit better? Yeah. Can I shoot through there now? No. I was hoping I could. I might be able to hit him down here. I'm not sure. We're really trying for it. We got him though.
Focus on this location.
We got an arty coming up. Got an arty coming up. Might have to move a little bit. Get ready for him. Yep, here he comes. Nope, he's gonna run away. But the little light tank is here to try to piss us off. Arty, are you looking at me? Yeah, you probably are. And I need to move.
They've spotted us. Enemy armor is damaged.
Alright, Arty's running away. That's fine.
I'm ready.
I don't mind.
Unlocking target.
Is that guy gonna come around this way again?
The enemy is capturing the base.
Yeah, I missed. He's too fast. Alright. Coming down here. Help my buddy out.
Enemies got us in their sights.
There he is.
Focus attention here.
He's behind those buildings. Can't do anything. Wait, is he? No, he's not.
Punched a hole in their armor.
We need to get set up now so that he can't
Enemies
hit us
looking right at us.
in our weak spots. There we go.
Load it up. Let it rip.
There we go. Still got a light tank and a stupid artillery. The light tank's probably just gone. He's just gonna keep running. That's all he's gonna do. Looks like there's an arty battle and the SU actually got the hit. It's pretty good. So unfortunately we weren't able to really test out our bouncing too much, but it does work. It does work. Oh my god, this little shit. This is the problem you're gonna have with this tank. Slow traverse. Is he gonna run down that way? He is. Alright, so we need to get back going this way. Is he gonna run up the hill? Good possibility. Yeah, he's gone. This little shit's gonna keep running. Yep, he's running up the hill. I'm not chasing after that. I am not chasing after that.
Focus on this area.
There's no way I can get there in time. He's gonna be so fast. Probably gonna beat me to it. Beat me to get into that other side. He's gonna run all the way down here before I even get there. Well, we've done 8 hits. That's not bad. 2 kills. Not as good as we did with the Scorpion, but that was out of luck. That Scorpion battle was a luck. A draw. But still. We only got hit that one time because of the stupid medium tank coming behind us. And we're gonna cap. Which is fine with me. Never mind. Apparently we're not gonna cap. That guy got shot up a little bit. And there he is, the little shit that could. Alrighty, guys. Get him. Get the cockroach. Gotta love the little AMX DLC. It's a little cockroach. It really is. I don't think I can get him in any of those. He doesn't know I'm here, so he might continue, which is fine with me. Alright, we're gonna get ready for this little prick. Here he comes.
Now that's how you do it.
Oh! They capped it. Damn it. Oh well. We got a mastery badge on that one. We didn't come in first, but that's okay. Didn't block anything because we really didn't get shot at. So, alrighty guys, so that is the M56 Scorpion and the T28 Concept, or HTC. These are both really good tanks. They both have their pros and cons. I like the Scorpion because it's sneaky and it's very mobile, and it can get in and out of situations pretty quickly, as you saw in the first battle. And then the T28, we really didn't get to show off its strength, which is just armor, but I did get to show you how you could protect this tank if you wanted to. Now, they could have still shot us in the viewports at the top, but that's something we're just going to have to deal with. We can't be completely OP and not be able to get hurt in the front, so. But it is an interesting tank. I like it. It's got enough gun traverse angle on that traverse to be able to hide those ports, as we showed you on that game, which is something, you know, I just figured out by just messing around with it a little bit here and there, and I've had really good games by doing that. You know, the last battle you guys didn't get to see with me doing this. Well, not the last, but the first battle I did, it worked out pretty well. People were bouncing off me like crazy, but I got surrounded, so I wasn't able to do anything about it. But these two tanks are only going to be available until January. Make sure if you want to get one, you jump on it now. Hopefully this gave you a little insight about these tanks. This is not a review on these tanks, but as you can see, they pretty much speak for themselves. They're pretty decent. They're not bad premium tanks. So anyways, guys, I'm WizardKen. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and until next time, see ya.